Welcome to Board Game TV. Today is Decked Wednesday, and we're playing Marvel Legendary. Now, our mastermind here is going to be Arnim Zola. He always leads Zola's creations. His Master Strike ability is for each hero in the HQ that has less than 2 printed fight, put that hero on the bottom of the hero deck, and each player discards a card of that hero's cost. We are playing still the weaponized plutonium. We put 8 twists in there, which represents the plutonium. We had to add an extra villain group. So, I have the Magma Man as henchman. I have, of course, Zolof's creations in there. And I have the Masters of Evil World War II. We're kind of playing a World War II type thing because this mastermind is basically takes place in World War II. And, you know, I guess plutonium would be a big thing for nuclear stuff back then. When a twist happens, the plutonium is captured by the closest villain to the villain deck. If there are no villains in the city, KO this plutonium. Either way, play another card from the villain deck. Special rules. Each villain gets +1 for each plutonium it has. When a villain with any plutonium is defeated, shuffle that plutonium back into the villain deck. Evil wins when floor plutonium have been carried off by the villains. So basically, I think what we're doing is, yeah, we have to beat Zoloff before, because the plutonium will keep getting put in the villain deck. Okay, what heroes do we have? Well, like I said, this is going to be kind of based a little bit off of, well, it's actually going to be based in World War II. We have Agent X-13. As you see, she's part of the Captain America anniversary set. We have Captain America 1941. We have time traveling Jean Grey. We just have Jean Grey time traveling back to World War II time to help, I guess, change the past or something, maybe stop Zola from getting the plutonium. And then we have Stingray, who, I know he's not from that set, but he kind of fits being, I think, I remember in one time in Marvel continuity he was, or a version of him was in World War II or something like that. So, let's go ahead and start. We're going to play the first, and we have a scheme twist. Now, there's no villain, so what this is going to do is, remember it says, KO the plutonium. Alright. So we get lucky on this one now. So we get to KO it. That's just fine with me. Yeah, let me read that again. Let's see here. If there's no villain, KO the plutonium. Either way, play another card from the villain deck. Okay. When a villain with the plutonium is defeated, okay, that's when it goes back to the deck. So we got lucky on that, so let's play another one. I swear I shuffled these. Okay. Alright, we have Black Knight, ambush. Black Knight captures a bystander. Okay. We'll do that. Alright. Alright, I got my 6 cards here. Let's see what we got. Well, it looks like I got all agents in one fight. That's fine. So I have 5 recruit. And let's see who I want to get here. I think I'll start with Paramilitary Ops Agent X-13. Down there. And let's go our second turn. So we have a Master Strike. Alright, for each hero in the HQ that has less than 2 printed. Alright, that's this one. That's this one. And that's this one. So that's 3 there. Put them on the bottom of the hero deck. And we won't be discarding any card of that caliber because we don't have any cards of that caliber. So it leaves me with very little options. I can only have 3 recruit. I guess I'll get a shield officer. Now we can refill this. And we do the next one. And we have a magma man. Alright, let me shuffle. Okay. Now I have her, which she works well with these shield guys, because look at this. You get +1/5 for each other shield hero you played this turn that costs 1 or more. And that's basically everybody. So I can have okay, well first of all let's do recruit. It's gonna be 3, 4, 5 recruit. And I think I'll take Stingray's Sting. How about that? Okay, so that's 5 there. 6 with this. 7, 8 with that. Now that lets me hit Zola here pretty early on, actually. So I think I'm going to do that. So we're going to hit Zola with his first Master Strike. First Mastermind Tactic. And let's see what we get. Each other player reveals a tech hero or discards a card. Well, remember when you play solo, it's you have to do that. And I don't have anything to reveal, so I'm going to have to discard a card. But that's fine. I don't have any cards to discard. Alright, so that was actually pretty good. Let's put a new one out there. Alright, let's see. We have a bystander. Well, this bystander is going to get captured. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, I have one. Well, I got 3 fight, 3 recruit. Alright, I'll take this one right here. Woman out of time. On my recruit. I won't fight that. I don't want to KO anybody just yet. So I guess I won't fight it. Okay, another woman at a time. Let's see what this one is going to be. Radioactive Man. Ambush. Radioactive Man captures a bystander. Okay, so I guess capturing bystanders is the theme of this game. Just to let you know, I have all the bystanders mixed with each other. So there's some bystanders we're going to get to use if we can capture or free them. Okay, so it looks like this turn all I have is recruit. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to take time traveling Jean Grey there, changing history. So there we go. And we have another one, and now we're going to have to flip another card, and this we have Captain Zolandia. Huh. Getting a little crowded in the city here. Basically, I better do something with that. 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, let's see what we have here. We should have some better stuff here. Okay, let's see here. You may KO one of your cards or a card from your discard pile. I think I will do that, as a matter of fact. I'll KO one of my...
Guess what?
Okay, sorry about that. So I have 3 fight and 5 recruit. I think I will take another Jean Grey here. Put that. And I want to take down this Magma Man here. Now, but I can't, because I'd have to KO one of my heroes, and I don't have the heroes to KO. Dang, I didn't think about that. Okay, well, looks like I won't be taking down the Magma Man. Looks like I won't be fighting anybody. Didn't think about that. Okay, so let's Move the. It's getting pretty crowded in here. Good thing we don't have a scheme twist yet. Let's see what we have. We have Executioner. Ambush. Executioner captures a bystander. So he's going to capture one too. Alright. Alright, so we're back. So, in the grand scheme of things, I really don't care about Agent 13. Boring. No, I'm a modern day guy. I don't care about the 1941 stuff. However, in this game, this lady is a beast. Let me show you. Let me tell you why. I have my thing again. You get +1 for each other shield hero you play this turn that costs 1 or more. And look at this card right here, Sniper Squad. It's a woman out of time. Now, woman out of time means you can play it, set it aside, and play it again next round. But look at all these things that all these bonuses she's going to give that card. So if you can have that card, chain it, man. Wow, you can have a chain. And you can play either way. So this is a great card. So it looks like what I'm going to do is I'm going to play 3 recruit. I'm going to get me another woman out of time card. Okay, so that is me 2 fight. So I'm going to play these. Okay. That's another 2 fight. That's 4. Now I get +1 for every other one I played. Like that. Okay. So that's 4 plus another 4 is 8 right off the bat. 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have 12 fight right off the bat. So I'm going to hit Zola again. And let's see what happens. And it's only going to cost me 6. KO up to 2 of your heroes that have less than 2 printed fight. Okay. Alright, so, okay. That's fine. I'll KO him. And I guess I have to KO this woman at a time. She's in my discard pile, but I have to KO her. Because I don't have any cards to play. And when because I've played these technically. So, I'm going to KO out of my discard pile. So that's the second tactic. Now I still have 6 left, so I'm going to fight him again. It says each other player reveals a Zola's Creations villain from their victory pile or gains a wound. Now I do not have that, so I'm going to have to gain a wound. But I've popped him twice. That's 3 times now. Unfortunately, I think we're going to have an escape villain, but hey, who cares? That was a good play. 4, 5, 6. Alright, and we flip this, and this is Magma Man. So Black Knight, he's going to escape, and he escapes with the bystander. Magma Man goes here. And here, we have here. Alright, let's see what I got. Alright, so it looks like I have at least 1, 2. You may move a villain to an adjacent spirit. I don't want to do that. Patrol any city space. If it's empty, gain the hero. Okay, it's not. So I have 8, 9, 10 right here. So I'll spend another 6 to fight. The player of your choice gains a hero from the HQ that has less than 2 printed on it. Well, that would be me. And I guess it would be her I'd take. Okay, so I have 4 fight left. And let's see here. I will do... I'll fight him. I have to KO one of my heroes. That's fine. I'll KO this shield agent. And then this one will let me KO another one. If I play it, I get 3 recruit. I guess I'll take a sidekick. I ain't got one of them yet. But I get to KO another card, and I'll KO that recruit. Okay. And let's take the Magma Man here. He has Fateful Resurrection. Where was that? There we go. On a villain card, fight. Reveal the top card of the villain deck. If it's a Scheme, Twist, or Master Strike, this villain re-enters the city. Okay. It is not. So he will not be entering the city. I get this bystander. Now he's going to be a hero I can have. He's worth 1 fight. When you gain it, draw a card. And yeah, so that's pretty good. Alright, so it's the villain's turn. Let's move everybody over. Zoloff he's not a hard villain. I mean, his Master Strike's a little pain in the butt, but I mean, he's only got 6 fights, so I mean, he's not supposed to be a tough villain. Alright, so let me shuffle. You know, I just realized on that one turn I forgot to play my Woman Out of Time card again. Oh well. I guess that's the one little drawback to this game is that if you own all the sets like I do, except for the new Champions one, because I could care less about the Champions. I think they're nothing but a bunch of SJW group who stink. I always liked the Champions from my day when I was growing up. That was Ghost Rider, Angel, Iceman, Hercules, Black Widow. Then they would later add like Dark Star or whatever her name was to her. And 70s and late 70s, early 80s, that little super team that wasn't nowhere near as good as like the Avengers and stuff like that, but it was a fun book while it lasted. I can't believe they never brought that super team back. I mean, you give it a second try. I mean, come on, they've gave plenty of other things a second try. Well, okay, well, I'm going off the tangent here. Anyways, Ghost Rider is my favorite superhero of all time. I own every issue of Ghost Rider there is, except for the new Ghost Rider, that Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider. I care less about him too. He's riding around in a car, and his powers stink, but they make him out to be such a badass when he sucks. I've never liked him. I've always been Johnny Blaze, and then in the 90s when Dan Ketch came along, oh, I love that series. Oh man, I loved it. And then when Johnny Blaze came back as Ghost Rider, I even liked the female Ghost Rider, Alejandro, who first appeared in the film itself. I always liked her. I always liked Vengeance. So I mean, like I said, I'm a huge Ghost Rider fan. I've got every comic book. So when he was part of the super group of Champions, that's kind of why I have a fondness for them so much. I mean, I always liked Hercules too. I always felt that the man, kind of like the old ancient timey man, demigod living in the midst of mortals. I always thought he had more personality than Thor. I know that's kind of a little bit of sacrilegious to say, but I thought he always had a little bit more personality. The way they wrote him, I thought he had some good personality back in the day. And of course, you know, I like Iceman because he's got a cool thing, and the Angel's alright. Black Widow's, but they needed a strategic leader. And then when that Dark Star lady came along, I thought she was pretty good. But anyways, I love that group, the Champions. That's why I don't like this new one. That's why I'm not getting that set. The only reason I would get that set is because for the villains and the mastermind and the henchmen, this game needs more henchmen villains. It has plenty of regular villains, has plenty of masterminds, plenty of schemes, but the one thing it lacks is henchmen villains. There's a little somewhat shortage on that. That would be the only reason I get that, but I'm not planning on getting that anytime soon. Alright, anyways, off my little tangent here, back to the game. I kind of forgot where I was. Alright, sorry about that. Hey, if you disagree with me and you like the Champions, well, let me know. Tell me why, but or if you disagree with me on Robbie Reyes, but you'll never change my mind on that. I'm sorry, you just won't. Let's see here. We have 2, 3, 4, 5 recruit, and you know who I haven't gotten a card on yet? Captain America. Dang it. I can't quite get that one. So I think I'll get a Jean Grey here, and I can choose one here. I have not played another card with that symbol, so I don't get to do Woman Out of Time for her on this one. Gain a shield officer, or you get +2. Well, that's going to be 3. So I don't want to gain a shield officer. I'll just do +2, 3. I'll get this Magma Man, get him KO'd. And let's see if we get a Scheme Twist or a Master Strike. We do get a Scheme Twist or a Master Strike. So what's going to happen is he's coming back in. And because of that, he's going to get the plutonium. That still doesn't count. No, yeah, it counts. Yeah, that's right. So he's got the plutonium. So that didn't work out too well right there for me. Okay. 4, 5, 6. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Ah, there's my good. Now I got a stinking wound. Okay. Alright, looks like I'm going to be able to win this turn because, as you can see, I have a bunch of shield agents still. So it looks like 2, 3, 4. We'll play these. 5, 6. We'll grab a sidekick who happens to be Lockjaw. And that's going to leave me with 8. Actually more, but that's enough to beat Arnim Zola, who was a mastermind. That was his last card. He has no tactics. And so I win fairly easily, might I add. So, Zoloff, 1941 Captain America, and Agent X-13. And let's have a look. And like these, Zoloff's creations came in the Captain America, I think it's 40th or some kind of, what anniversary was it? Let me see here. I just had the dang thing. Came in the... Oh yeah, came in this Captain America 75th anniversary Marvel Legendary set. It came with Agent X-13, Betsy Ross. It came with Captain America 1941, and it came with a couple of other people who we will see later on. I don't want to spoil it, but I think it's I can't remember who it came with. It's a good set if you like Captain America. It mostly is a set that doesn't fit with the rest of the other sets because most of it is stuff like World War II type stuff where it takes place back in those days in the past. It's a nice little throwback set. So it doesn't particularly fit with a lot of other sets. However, I like it. I think Agent X-13, as you can see, man, you get the right combination of cards with her. She's a powerhouse. And I tend to be a completionist anyways. I've never been a real big Captain America fan, even in the comics. I thought he was alright. I thought he's gone through some interesting arcs. I've always liked Zemo and the Red Skull and Baron von Stucker a lot better than I've always liked him for some reason. I like the bad guys. You know, it's a good set to have. It's just it's not one I would if you're going for small box sets. This is not one of the, unless you're a Captain America fanatic. This is not one of the ones I make it a priority to get. I would get definitely one of the other ones like Guardians of the Galaxy, the Fantastic Four, the Spider-Man one. Those type ones a lot more than I would this one. This one would be one of the last ones I ever got. but it's still a decent set. It just doesn't thematically, it just doesn't fit right. That's why I tried to make it heroes from time traveling stuff and that kind of thing. So I hope you enjoyed it. It was a short, sweet thing. Like I said, he's not the hard mastermind from the set. I think the other Zemo, Baron Zemo, the World War II Baron Zemo, I think is the harder one of the set. So, and we will eventually go up against him. So, yeah, it's short, little sweet. He's an easy guy with a somewhat disruptive master strike. But, you know, hey, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Until then, have fun. Okay, well, I'm back. I'm not quite finished yet. I just want to say a few words about the set, the Captain America set. I think as I play Legendary, as I do things that are not in the base set, I think I want to go over and say a few things about each set. And this one, I've said my things about the Captain America set, but I want to say a few more things. As you can see, a lot of the cards in the Captain America set have these old style artwork to emulate the style that Captain America comics from the 1940s, or, you know, the early days, as you can see. So the art, not only does it thematically not fit with the rest of the sets, but artistically it doesn't fit with the rest of the sets as well, which is, it's kind of neat. I mean, it takes you back to the days, at least for me, when I was getting into comics in the late 70s and early 80s, and you would go to these little stores and they'd have like all these old comic books there for like a nickel a piece and stuff like that, and that's how I kind of got into comics. And you can definitely remember that old style. You know, artwork has come a long way, I think, and as you can see, the art style is different, but it has a flair, feel for, you know, the old nostalgia type stuff. So if you're into that, I think the Captain America set would be good to get. Also, when I said earlier I'm never really a big fan of Captain America, now as far as the movies go, I think the Captain America movies are some of the best, if not the best, in the Marvel Universe. But as a Captain America, as a superhero fan, I was never a fan of his by himself. I was always a fan of him when he was part of the Avengers, when he was like the leader of the Avengers in the comic books. I always felt that the Avengers had lost something when he was not a part of the comics. And I always felt that he had lost something when in his solo comics. You know, I followed several of his storylines through the years. You know, when he quit and became Nomad, and the USA agent took his place in the black Captain America suit, which I kind of actually like. Hell, I even remember when Captain America became Cap Wolf. You know, that was goofy as hell. But Captain America, just by himself, was never great to me. I always liked him better with the Avengers. However, that being said, I think his three villains, Baron von Strucker, the Red Skull, and Baron Zemo, were always top tier villains to me. And I always thought that when Captain America was part of the Avengers, that he couldn't take those villains by himself because they have too many resources and stuff like that, that he always needed the Avengers to help take them down. Hell, one of my most favorite runs is the Masters of Evil storyline with Baron Zemo, I think in the early to mid 80s, where they took over the Avengers mansion, and all because Baron Zemo, you know, hated Captain America so much, you know, just hated his guts. You know, blamed for the death and disgrace of his father, the first Baron Zemo, and when they took over the mansion, they beat all the Avengers. They tortured the Jarvis, the butler, in front of the Captain America. He had Captain America tied down in a chair and had Mr. Hyde torture Jarvis and made Captain America watch. And he tore up his old photographs, one of his mother and stuff like that. And Captain America broke down. I really love that. I thought that was the epitome of great stories. And I always liked Captain America in that sense. Otherwise, I always thought he was just too straight-laced and too a little bit too goofy. But you know, that's the way it was back then, and I wish he kind of would go back towards that. In the comics today, they've ruined him in the comics today. Oh, they made him a Nazi. I don't know. Comics today just are garbage. But you know, storylines like that, and then, you know, in the Infinity Gauntlet where he was basically the leader because of his strategy, you know, and he stood toe to toe with Thanos. And, you know, told Thanos, "Hey, it's not over till the last man's gone," and he's, you know, stood there and take that punch from Thanos. And, you know, other defining moments like when the in the evolution, the Kree Skull War or the Evolutionary War. Things like that is when Captain America really shined to me. When he was the leader of a team, who the team, you could tell, needed his leadership, couldn't function or be as good as they were without him. And he was the leader of a team. I thought that was, you know, that's Captain America's best moments. Never letting defeat or the odds get him down. And he just, you know, he would rally the troops to overcome it. And in that respect, I think Captain America is probably one of the, in the epitome of the Marvel Universe, he's probably one of the greatest superheroes. And really, I mean, other than the super soldier serum, he really doesn't have any powers. I mean, he's just like a master level athletic guy. Maybe heals a little faster, of course, runs faster, jumps faster, you know, and can fight really well, and you know, that kind of stuff. But I mean, he can't fly. He can't shoot fire out of his eyes or nothing like that. So, you know, for someone of that nature to be where he is, you know, that, I think that's pretty good. And so, so, you know, I just want to make clear, I don't hate Captain America. I actually like Captain America. I just think he's better. I like his villains better than him. Usually, when you do comics and you have a good hero team, they're only as good. The good guys are only as good as their villains. Like if you look at the X-Men, I love Apocalypse. I think Apocalypse is my favorite villain. I love Mr. Sinister. I think villains like that are what make heroes better. And Captain America has three really top tier, although Baron von Strucker gets played down a little bit, he has three really top tier good villains. And then the Avengers, you know, they have good villains. My favorite probably being Kang the Conqueror. Of all the Avengers villains, I always liked Kang the best. And you know, I just think Solo, I mean, you know, and you know, a lot of time when he was solo, he's either having Bucky or the Winter Soldier or the Falcon with him and stuff like that. So, and you know, and I remember in Secret Wars, you know, the original Secret Wars in the '80s, not the later stuff, but the one that happened in the '80s. You know, he was basically de facto leader of that group, and you know, think of all the heroes that were on that good guy team in that Secret Wars. You know, that's one of the greatest miniseries of all time, in my opinion, is Secret Wars, the original one. And so, you know, there's that. But as far as this set goes, just beware if you're looking to get a set. A lot of the cards in the deck are going to have these old style art. They're going to be 1940s type characters, and they're not going to fit with a lot of the other sets. That said, if you're a completionist or you like Captain America, then you'd want to get this set because it oozes the 75th anniversary theme. I mean, you feel that theme. I mean, just from the artwork and the way that it just plays out, you feel the go back in time theme. Hell, there's schemes that, you know, prevent World War II or you know, stuff like that. So change the history and stuff like that. So it's a good set to have. I just would not, I would put it towards the bottom of the ones to get, not towards the top. I think there are better sets to get than that one. I think I've said my piece now. I just didn't want nobody to think I didn't like Captain America. I do like Captain America. But he's not one of my favorites. I think the movies have given me a greater appreciation for him. I think they hit him nail on the head with the movies. You know, and I had a few of his comic books when I was growing up, but like I said, I was mostly an Avengers type guy. And it's kind of funny because I always thought when he was never in the Avengers, because, you know, they would rotate, they would change out who was in the groups from time to time, shake things up. I always thought they were weaker, and I always wanted him back in. But then if I wanted my Captain America fix, I could always go and get his solo title. Which his solo title was always kind of, it wasn't one of the greats. It had some good storylines, but then it had a lot of garbage. I thought that Cap Wolf thing was garbage. And then in Civil War, I think they kind of ruined him a little bit in Civil War. You know, I have never agreed on the Civil War. I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but I think it makes it interesting that Tony Stark becomes the pro-government and Steve Rogers, Captain America, becomes the anti-government thing. But I've never really agreed on that. I've always felt that Captain America would continue to be pro-government and Tony Stark would be anti-government. It's just a total shift in dichotomies between the characters, and I never really saw, I guess, why that would happen until I got to where I, you know, grew older and, you know, have kids and gone through life and stuff like that, and age and life experiences change the way you think about a lot of things. And I think putting that twist on it where the man who was so anti-establishment becomes establishment, and the man who was so pro-government becomes the anti-government, that thing, I thought it worked. I just didn't think I cared for the series as a whole. I thought it was just way over bloated and too much filler, and I think that was around the time, a little bit after that, that I kind of left comics. However, with Marvel Legendary, up until the Champion set, they really haven't, they've really kind of stuck to the old school type stuff. Even in the Civil War box sets, like they did the Civil War, they've done Secret Wars, they did Fear Itself, where they've taken on modern day storylines, but it doesn't feel like modern day comics. It still has that good 90s, 80s, 70s type feel to it that you're playing. That's why I still enjoy this game. That was up until the Champions. Or I didn't get the noir set either, the film noir set or whatever. I just didn't care for that theme. I didn't get the Spider-Man movie short box set because I just didn't. I think the way they took stills from the movies and put them on the cards, and that doesn't fit with the rest of them. The cards. Plus, you already had a great Spider-Man set come out. You know, and how many heroes and villains can you have based off the movie that had one hero and one villain, really, instead of, you know, I mean, you could have Shocker and stuff like that, but that, yeah, that's basically it. But the Champions, I think, was the first set I chose not to get because I didn't care for the group. I think the group stinks. I think modern comics stink, and but it hasn't that kind of crap that they have in the comics today. Even though they've done sets on more modern storylines, has not permeated into this game yet. I guess that's the point I'm trying to get across, and I'm happy for that. And as long as that continues, I will continue to support and get this game because this is a very good game. If you love superheroes, if you love deck building games, if you're into Marvel Comics, this is a great game to get. You play it solo, you can play it with friends, you can play co-op, you can play it competitive. The artwork is great, and it does require good strategy. So, alright, I've rambled on long enough. I've probably rambled on too long. But just to reiterate, I like Captain America. I think he's better with the Avengers. The Captain America set should be one of the last ones you get unless you're a real Captain America fan or you just are nostalgic for like the old type art style comic feely to it. Alright, so until next time, have fun.